Tonight, many businesses are suffering from the impacts of coronavirus. Sales are down across the board in agriculture. But even when times are tough, there's a lot to be said for sticking together, and that's exactly what one group in Tallahassee is doing in hopes that the oyster business will eventually bounce back. ABC 27's CHANTELLE Navarro shows us how one mom is taking the lead.
Before the coronavirus pandemic, Oyster Mom says she was well on her way to building a solid business. Now she's teaming up with others in the oyster market to make sure they all survive this.
Take care, enjoy them.
Deborah Keller, otherwise known as Oyster Mom, says she's watched her sales get smaller and smaller. Since March and the shutdown of inside dining, Deborah says her catering business alone has lost $10,000.
All of our wholesale outlets are closed. Every restaurant where people used to go and enjoy our oysters is not serving them any longer. So I've been really grateful to Tallahassee individuals who have really increased some of their buying.
Deborah says the oyster business is a lot like other farming. Whether you get sales or not, you're still spending money.
You've got to harvest your product when it's ready. And so we don't really have a downtime. It's not like the wild oyster where we could just let it sit out there in the Gulf of Mexico. If we don't harvest, then we have to buy new equipment, we have expenses, and we have to take care of those oysters.
They were week to week doing this, and their paychecks have just halted, so it's really important to come together.
COLIN SLEMKEWICZ is an oyster distributor. He and Deborah are doing what they can to rally behind those in the oyster business.
I am literally trying to support many of the farmers that are out there by buying oysters from other farmers. So I sell my own oysters that I raise, and I also then talk to other people who are raising oysters and bring them in and sell them for them.
Doing all she can to help others.
That's what moms do, right?
But this plan is far from fixed. As the demand for oysters stays down, businesses look for a way to make it through.
Since restaurants are closed, oysters aren't really a to-go food.
Right now, Keller says she's cutting prices in hopes of making a sustainable income. In Tallahassee, CHANTELLE Navarro, ABC 27.
Thank you, Chantel. Getting into the oyster business isn't cheap either. The Department of Natural Resources says in 2014, the startup cost for an oyster farm is about $60,000 an acre, and with inflation, that's even more now.